Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. You already know what we came here to do. You already know what we came here to, who we came to see. You know, you damn devils. We're out here in in the gathering of the, the Gora, the meet and greet. Out here in the highways and byways, man, waving the hand, fanning the hand at these devils, prophesying at the downfall of their kingdom, man. And we're at the end of Esau's rule. Esau, Edom, tyrannical rule upon the face of the earth. And it's beautiful times, man, watching this devil dismantle himself live and direct, man, in live time. All by the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, man. Because there is no other power, man. Because the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. And he's the one that mastereth the host of the battle. Not these devils, man. Not DJ Trump. Not a real Jew Netanyahu, which supposedly that guy's MIA right now. He's not been put out in the mainstream media, but on the alternative news, Iranian, probably Al Jazeera's and all of that. They're saying that this guy's got dismissal, man. This guy got deleted. Him and his brother. They've been targeting his brother for a minute. And they're saying that they got both of those niggas, man. So the major news now is Netanyahu and his brother might be dead. And that's even more better news for us, man. Because that means this war's never gonna end, man. Because these scar rats are gonna go. They're gonna go.
They're gonna lose it, man. They're gonna
lose their mind, man. Yeah, when they ain't got nothing else to lose, they'll lose it.
They'll lose it. Yeah.
Whereas the Joe Salete, they're gonna lose it if they find out that they're one true leader, not a real Jew Netanyahu who's been toppled, man, and his brother. They're gonna go crazy. Because for the longest, Israel's been assassinating all these Iranian generals and leaders and taking out politicians and so on and so forth. So for them to take out their top leader, just by using, cheap drone missiles and, all them type of shuttles that they've been using, air strikes and all that, so basically defying their total defense, the dome and all them different things there. That means that, Israel's through. Israel's through, and that even he's going to push for more provocation of America to get even more deep into this war. That means the war's never going to end. The Carmanians are raging. I already said that. Get Jeremiah 28 and 8, and then we get 2nd Ezra 13 and 50. Because the Carmanians, which represents the modern day Persians today, the Iranians, seed of Elam, they're raging, man. Dragons of Arabia, they're on Esau's arse right now. On the mainstream media, they're saying that America's winning the war. They're chatting shit. They're lying, man. They're trying to paint a narrative because America's always got to be the big bad wolf. And no matter how destructive or what's going on the earth, they're always going to be the main ones that catching the victory. No, man. This ain't no Hollywood production, man. They ain't getting the victory this time. The Carmanians, the Iranians are whooping Esau's arse right now. They're whooping Israel's arse, Pisrael, and they're whooping America's arse because of that Strait of Hormuz and them oil strikes, man. Stressing America out. They're just doing anything right now to this damage control, man. Because they know their whole system's about to topple because they can't get their hands on none of that oil, man. Like the Chinese or the Arabs can, man. Because they're the only open up them gates for those compadres out there, China and Russia, and then Saudi Arabian, certain Saudi Arabian countries. That's who's occupying the oil. They're trying to leave America out, so America's suffering right now. That's why the prices are surging, which is all part of the design anyway, to topple the American economy because they want to bring forth the New World Order. They have to destroy the American financial economy, man. So it's all part of the plan, but at the end of the day, Esau's in straits right now. He's fucked. Go ahead, man.
I've got Jeremiah. Let me quickly, real quick. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
The man of sin is being revealed right now. That's why we got the prophecies and the books is open and given to certain men, starting with Abba Bivens, our elders, and on down to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. That's when the books was open, and we got the interpretation, the right interpretation on the breakdown of these scriptures, so we can give it, so they can give it unto us, so we can give it unto you, other brethren that's scattered around the four winds of the earth, that's part of the Lord's elect, the ministry, man. That's why the books are open. That's why we know who the man of sin is right now. That's Esau Edom. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, the son of perdition, and no, Amalek is not the damn Iranians, man, or the Palestinians. You know, he's trying to. Esau's trying to throw a trick bag on you, trying to do Jedi mind tricks. Netanyahu, before he went MIA, was saying that Amalek, we need to get rid of Amalek. You talking about your damn self? You cursing your damn self because you're an Amalekite. The Amalekites are the spawn of Edom, seed of Satan, man. You know, the grandfather or whatever, one of the grandsons of Esau, Edom. You know, that's Amalek. You know, he's an Edomite. He's not a fucking Iranian. He's not an Elamite, man. He's not a Palestinian or none of those things. That creature comes from the spawn of Esau, Edom, the so-called red nation of the earth, which you so-called white people today. There ain't no other nation. There ain't the Arabs and none of that shit, man. Forget trying to say Esau's the Arabs and all that. Fuck out of here, man. Esau's cursing his damn self. He's saying we need to destroy the Amalekites. And that's what you're doing. You're destroying your damn self. So all you're doing is the powers in the life and death is in the power of the tongue, innit? So you put curses upon your own self, man. That's why your top leader's MIA right now. No, you're not a real Jew. Netanyahu, we don't know what's going on. They might just pull out a clone like Jim Carrey or something out of the woodwork, so they could probably growing him in a lab somewhere, so they're gonna make a resurface and all that. Go ahead.
It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he has the Most High. Sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Yeah, that's what these devils do. You got these cronies, Bill Gates, these nerds, these weirdos, man, the Bill Gates and all these different guys, the Elon Musks, they're all acting like they want to use technologies to turn themselves into gods, man. They're trying to use all that technology that the Lord gave them on the left-hand side to manipulate shit and turn themselves into God, especially with the biometrics, with that MOT to the B, which is the mark of the beast. The C-hip technology, Esau's going to try and transfer himself into the being the Most High, so he can control all the specimens, all the species on the face of the earth. Man, woman, and children, man. That's what he wants to do. He wants to sit in the Heavenly Father's seat, but he's not going to. He's going to be shown that he's a mere mortal, and the Lord's going to kick him off his high horse once and for all, man, because he's nothing but a perpetual servant. He was made to serve the children of Israel. We are perpetual. We was born to be a slave, and we was born to rule over you devils, man. The nation of Israel, Jacob, the 12 tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Natural born slaves and natural born rulers, man. That's what it's all about. Go ahead.
It says here, Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And that's what we're here to do. We ain't out here to do no gimmicks, paint no false narratives or images. We're out here to do a particular job because the Lord hired us. Just like if you go on a job and they tell you to come in for an interview and you get and you get a successful interview and you get the job, you got to do what your managers or your boss is telling you to do. You got to fulfill your duties according to the job specification, man. You got to be able to be willing to fulfill your lot. So that's the same thing we're doing. The Lord's hired us to do a particular job, this labor of love, teaching His truth. You know, first and foremost, He had mercy upon us in this wicked ass flesh and revealed His truth unto us, His mysteries. He revealed His name, not like the IUIC trying to hide the name of the Lord and all these different things from resurfacing, because they're a bunch of sellouts, you know. But the true men of the Lord, they're gonna utter and exalt those names that the Lord sent them in, man. Why? Because that's the power that's coming to glorify and coming to deliver our people. And that's the name that needs to be glorified, man. Exalted more than anything, man. You're supposed to pelt those names out. That's why Moses asked, whose name am I gonna come in when I go to these people and they ask me who sent you? You're gonna say that the Heavenly Father Yahweh sent you, man. And now we're saying Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son sent us, man. And that's the whole ordeal. Why? Because we got to exalt those names in these last days in the time of judgment, when all hell's breaking loose and this economic collapse, there's pestilences, famines, and all these different things. We're going to exalt the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and say, yeah, the Lord did it. The Lord brought these plagues, just like the plagues of ancient Egypt. It's about exalting the name. But you got these misfits out here, you know, these lesser luminary camp, IUIC, Israelites United in Christianity. They don't want to push the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because their leaders are a bunch of sellouts, man. Starting from their leader, man. You know, they got a lot of COINTELPRO going on in them different camps, man. The IUCPK the same thing, and all these other degenerate camps out there that don't want to push the 100% truth. Only camp out here that's pushing 100% truth is a great millstone, man, from the apostles and elders of bishops on down, man. And that's a fact.
This is the book of Acts, the 4th chapter, verse 11. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Yeah, and who's that stone? Yahweh Shai. That same stone in Daniel's the 2nd chapter that's just going to smoke the 10 toes and destroy that whole fucking standing image, man. That's about to destroy NATO and the EU. As we speak, he's destroying them now. Politically, economically, the Lord's dismantling this whole Edomite system, man. The beast system, the Lord's the ones that's destroying it, man. The Lord's making them turn to reservoir dogs who fight against one another. And they're going to blow missiles on each other because that's that reservoir dog type spirit. No honor amongst thieves, man. So he's going to make American Edomites shoot missiles on Russian Edomites and so on and so forth, man. And then the other nations going to get involved too. Because it's all about power, money, you know. That's what it all boils down to. You know, Esau craves nothing but power, man. He loves power. He'll do anything for that fucking power, man. Even if to massacre and kill all kinds of people, including his own. That's how much of a demon this devil is, man. That's why he needs to be taken out of the power seat. Because he's self-destructive, man. You can blatantly see this in his track record, man. Throughout the ages, what this devil's done, man, throughout history, there's no new thing under the sun. He constantly does the same thing over and over. Because he uses the same cheat code, man, to colonize and disrupt societies and destabilize governments and all these different things, man. And then tries to act like he's the victor, trying to save the day. Like to say, oh yeah, the Iranians was going to attack. No, they was never going to attack, man. You had to attack them because they was never going to attack. You'd have to wait another fucking probably 40 years before the Iranians attack. Because they don't do that. They're not the ones that antagonize, man. They're not the ones that start shit. It's the West that always starts shit, man. And then tries to blame other parties. And now because Israel's going in the way they're going through a straight downhill spiral, they're getting attacked left, right and center. All kinds of bombs and fires are taking place. Israel's just getting taken the piss out of them. Iranians are just dropping bombs at them for fun. The Carmanians are raging, man. In America, you're next, man. And they got them sleeper cells that they're saying they're getting ready to unleash on you. Because America thinks they're a virgin forever, man. You're not going to be a virgin. You're going to get touched. You're going to become like the Middle East. You're going to become a straight war zone very soon. Especially if they find out this guy, Netanyahu, has been taken out, man. There's going to be more strikes over America, inside jobs or whatever, than ever seen before, man. All kinds of hell's about to break loose if that news comes out and it's true.
Because if I can say as well, like, obviously, these heathen in the Middle East are going off in terms of their religion, but that if Netanyahu who's really and truly dead, that's going to embolden them on some different type of level. Niggas is going pretty hard mode.
Yeah, no holds barred. Basically, what we killed one of the heads of the snakes.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna celebrate like crazy.
Yeah, man.
They're gonna be like, oh, America can't do shit now. Come for more.
Yeah,
and they said it already. They've been saying it. They're ready for the long-term war. They're ready for the long term. They've been waiting for 20 years for you to come and step. They've been waiting for you, man. Setting traps and all of that, thinking that you're gonna bomb all their underground bases and all that. You ain't even touched none of their underground bases. That's what they're saying. They ain't even opened some of them bases yet. They're saying you disrupted some of the old shit because they knew what you was gonna do. They already been pre-planning this shit for 20 years because they know who you are. They know your nature. They know you're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, and you can't be trusted. Yeah, exactly. So they waiting for you, set up traps, snares, and made you take the bait, and you attacked, thinking, oh, you're winning the war, and all you're doing is putting yourself into a deeper hole, digging yourself into a deeper hole where you can't come out of now. Because now you're in it, and you can't get out of it. There's no negotiations. They don't want to negotiate with you. They said, fuck negotiations, we want to take your asses out. Enough is enough, man. Because you're just going to do the same thing. I mean, the night or the day you started the attack, you was going through negotiations and you still attacked them. So that was like a trap anyway. That was that backstabbing mentality that you devils are known for, man. Attack from when they're not linked, a sneak attack. When they're least expected, that's what you devils are about. So they're going to do the same thing. They're going to constantly be in your asses. They're not going to stop until World War III totally commences and Russia gets involved, China. And then Russia and China are already saying they're going to get involved now because of that oil situation.
There's articles saying that Russia is allegedly sending quote-unquote aid to Iran. And you know what that's about? Like, honestly, straight up and down, they're giving Iran intelligence, man.
Yeah, man. BRICS.
Yeah.
Because the UAE, Iran, they're part of the BRICS, man. The BRICS Plus.
Yeah.
They're part of the BRICS, man. So that's one of their supportees. Their main guardian is Russia, the Medes. And the Medes are going to be the main downfall of you Americans, man, pursuant to Isaiah 13:17. The Medes are going to topple your whole government, topple your whole system, and destroy your whole empire with those nuclear missiles, man. The ICBMs. You know? And it's coming soon. We're in the time. The only thing that's stopping that from happening in its entirety is the mark of the beast system. That needs to be fully implemented. And once that is made mandatory, all bets is off, man. You devils are through. No one trusts Trump no more. Everyone hates Trump. Trump is just like, you know, next on the hit list of all the people that they want to take out, because no one likes Trump no more, man. Trump he's a deceiver, he's a Decepticon. He talks shit, and he keeps keeps repeating the same phrases in every fucking conference, man. Like, what was he saying? Oh, we're gonna do well. It's like, what was he saying?
He's basically saying like we're gonna cause destruction on a level nobody's ever seen before.
Yeah, like the same phrases no one's ever seen before. We got missiles that no one's ever seen before. We got armies and we got technology that no one's ever seen. Same shit. Even when you're losing, you're still saying that no one's ever seen before. You know, instead of telling the people the truth that you lost, that you're losing the war, you can't admit that, because then Americans are going to be in panic mode. They're going to be losing their mind. The markets are probably going to crash.
I said, you'll make more money than you ever seen before. So much money you won't know what to do with it. You just go.
There was an oil surge. The thing was all like $100 and something dollars, and he said, yeah, the oil prices is the lowest it's ever seen, and lowest it's ever been. What? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
the same day the oil prices were surging, he was saying, yeah, the oil is as low as it's ever been, and you know everyone's gonna get cheap oil and all that. Huh?
Yeah, man.
This guy is an habitual liar, man. He's an habitual, bitch liar, man. You can't trust this devil, man. He's just there for show, man. It's either he doesn't know or he knows, because how can you say one thing and something else is totally happening on the markets, man? It don't make no fucking sense. But these people are so bemused by this devil, because they think he's a top character. He's some Hollywood actor or something, man. This guy's just an old devil, man.
100%.
Go ahead.
Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, but like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not altogether been wiped away. So yeah, like, these devils, at the end of the day, were created to do evil. They were created to be mischievous, fucking conniving cunts, and that's exactly what they are. That's why, in the middle of negotiations, I was surprised, when I saw that Iran and America sitting at the table, I knew that was some bullshit. And out of nowhere, literally, you turn on the news and America's attacked Iran, and I'm thinking, well, ain't you niggas supposed to be negotiating with each other?
Same hour, like, so you know you can't trust this devil, and everyone's seen it live time. You can't hide it and say, oh, it's ancient history and all that. They did this and did that, and then you can change history years later. Everyone's seen what you're doing live time, like live streaming, you massacring people, committing genocide. You can't hide it no more. You can't send politicians out there to lie for you and try and do the damage control speech and all that, saying, oh no, because that's what they do. They go on Piers Morgan and try to do damage control, saying, oh, it's not a genocide, even though you can see countless people getting massacred, children, all that. The first thing you hit was a damn primary school, nursery and all that. You killed over 50 children, man. 100%. That's a straight genocide, man. That's wickedness. That's pure wickedness, man. What's the excuse for killing all them little kids, man? What's the excuse? They ain't armed terrorists. What the hell? They ain't got no fucking uranium in their backpacks. What are you killing them for? The school was at that. What you going to? You got an underground base in the school. What the hell are you hitting the school for? Of all buildings.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Wicked
don't
too.
make no sense. So everyone's seeing what you did to the Palestinians, and you're still carrying on, and you're acting like that's just dead in the water. You do things and act like you ain't orchestrated bare wickedness on the earth.
Yeah.
And then you try to wipe your hands of it and all that, like to say it's not you. But everyone can see in prime time, lifetime, that it's you. That's why you're despised amongst the nations. You're gonna reap what you've sown, man.
Yeah.
Someone get that in Joe. It's a Joe.
Because even in Iran, in Gaza right now, like all the media storms are just showing how wicked these fucking small hat soldiers are. There's one story where they alleged the kid threw a stone at them, which was some bullshit. They shot the little Palestinian boy, had him lying there for 45 minutes, and they were just standing around watching him die. And you can see on on camera, one of them takes a stone out and throws it next to the guy and takes a picture. Fucking devils. And that's why when these nations get their hands on you, pursuant to Isaiah the 14th chapter, no one's going to show no mercy upon Esau Edom, man, because all of your crimes are live live for all to see. Even your European allies, because with all of this shit with the oil and Trump knowing he's in a quagmire, he's gone to Putin to try and get Putin to basically agree to supply the world with oil, and then you got now more fractions within the European Union, because Germany is now coming out condemning the US, saying
Yeah, that's the 10 toes.
Yeah.
It's Daniel's second chapter. They shall cleave to one another. They shall, they shall cleave. They shall not. What's the word? They shall not cleave to one another. Slovakia.
yeah,
They're going to be part of the same system, beast system, but they're not going to cleave to one another. Why? Because there's all that infighting, man. And Esau, especially for America, they keep breaking international laws and doing things, going above and beyond to do things that's causing their other partners to be in situations that they don't want to be in. So now they're like you got France and Great Britain and Germany. They're speaking against America now, man, as they're getting fed up of being drawn into these damn wars, man. This is Job 4:8. Even as I've seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's you devils, man. You're gonna reap what you sow. You sow nothing but wickedness in this earth for the past 2,000 years or 500 years in this kingdom. But even going back to the time of the Lord, you've been reap havoc on the earth, man. And you gotta pay for all that, man. You gotta pay for 70 AD. You gotta pay for putting us on the transatlantic slave trade. You're definitely gonna pay for that. And you gotta pay for what you're doing to us now. We're getting ready to stick chips in us, man. We didn't ask for no damn biometric chips. We don't need no damn chips to go from land to land and sea to sea. You know, we're supposed to be able to just travel freely, man. The whole earth is supposed to be, able to. You're supposed to just live off the land and travail.
Yep.
You're charging us to breathe fucking air and drink water, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You're charging us commission on all this, commission on that, tax on this and tax on that. Just to fucking come out of your own house and get in your own vehicle, you get taxed and all these different, restrictions and that, man. Everything's it has to be go through you devils, man. So you devils got to pay, man, because all the tyrannical oppression that you've been doing to us as a people is coming back to bite you in the ass. And all these other nations, they can see what you've done, and they see that you're doing the same thing to them. They're so-called supposed to be part of the deal and suppressing us and keeping us down, but at the hands of dealing with you, they're suffering too. That's why it says the nations are drunken on that wine, and now the nations are mad. And everyone's pissed off with you devils, man. Everyone wants blood. You can get second. You got something.
Quick one. What did you want to do?
Second, read what you're reading again.
A quick one.
Second S was 13 and 50.
This is St. John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Yeah, you're the ultimate thief, man. You're the ultimate murderer, the first thief, and the ultimate liars, man. The first liars of the earth, man. Going back to your predecessor, even the serpent was a liar, man. And that's in the spirit, you so-called white people. You came back as Cain, and in the reincarnation, you came back as Esau Edom. So you're the first murderers, the first liars, first manipulators and deceivers on the face of the earth. And that's why you can never change. You can never change your colors, because that's who you was made to be, a manipulator, a deceiver. But real quick, let's get Revelations 20 and 7. Because that's why you came back into power, man. You was chased out of the earth for 1,000 years. You went into South Georgia, Russia, and the Caucasus Mountains. You was put in a bottomless pit in the caves of the earth, and you was a cave monkey grunting on all fours like a damn Sasquatch and all that, doing all kinds of wickedness and abominations. And that's why you're doing the same shit today with the Epstein files and all that. You got new files come out now. You seen Clinton bending over tables in the dress. You got him and Trump in the bed laying up together. All kinds of filthy shit. Because of this war that's going on right now, the mainstream media is like off the Epstein thing, man. It's like a distraction that's been put behind, put under the table for now, because of this whole Middle East situation, man. But it shows the character that you devils have never changed throughout history. You've always been sick, sadistic, wicked-ass people, man. That's what you've been known for. Even in the history, the Khazarian Empire, they was known for being a bunch of wicked demon people that would get into wars with other nations and then go around stealing other people's identities as well, because they didn't have no identity. Your identity is that you're a cave monkey, man. You dealt with the caves of the earth, the mountainous regions of the earth, from Mount Petra, land of Edom, sandstone, red sandstone, Petra and all that, to South Georgia, Russia, another mountainous region, and now you got your concrete jungle in America, man, to replicate the mountains that you used to live in the Middle East, to resemble the mountains that you used to live in Russia, man. You got all them skyscrapers, a concrete jungle. That's getting ready to be destroyed. So you got it. 20th century.
That's the book of Revelations, the 20th chapter and the 7th verse. And it reads, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison."
See, Satan represents not just the spiritual demons, Satan represents a people. Yep. It wasn't saying Satan, the spiritual demon, is going to be loose. Satan's already loose, man. Satan's been going to and fro on the earth since the beginning of time, man. Yeah, he's an angel on the left-hand side of the Lord, sent to do a mission, man. Sent to do a job. That's talking about you devils, man. You're known as Satan as well. Because you're the adversary of Yahweh Shai and these people on the sign. So you was loosed. Go ahead.
"And shall go out to deceive the nations."
So go out to deceive the nations again. Because that's part of your traits, man. That's part of your power. The sword and deception, man. You're the original Decepticons, man. You know how to manipulate shit. You know?
Very much so.
Yeah. Cover up the truth. Go ahead.
I think say this point because you made me think when you're saying about deceptors. These Edomites, when they came into power, they called it Renaissance, right? Which Renaissance means rebirth, right? It's just them. They put up their images, the icons, the people of the Bible, and they put it up to be themselves, which was ultimate deception. But they had to do that because they were coming into power and they were deceiving the nations, man. But now's the time they're being revealed, and this is why basically they're in a powder keg of truth, man. Truth is about to erupt on them, man, before they get destroyed.
And that deceptive tool has been used since the time of the Greeks, man. You've been using that power source since the time of the Greeks and manipulating the arts, and it's part of the white supremacy, going back to the Greek Empire, to the Greco-Roman Empire, and to this day, this westernized American Empire, man. Even starting from the Renaissance during the mid-1300s, 1400s, and then even now to this modern day, because people still believe that the Lord is a so-called white man, man. They believe in this so-called white Jesus, thinking that that's the savior of the earth, man. And he's coming to save the whole earth, when in fact the Lord and Savior is a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah, and he's only coming to save the elect of Israel. That's who he was born and died for, man. That's all the Lord cares about, the children of Israel, man. So you devils are habitual liars, man, and you're the original Decepticons of the earth. And you used all that white supremacy to manipulate and manipulate the people into following you, man, into treating you like gods. That's why this whole situation over there in the Middle East is happening, because all these nations on the earth actually trying to come to the realization that you small hat rats are not the real Jews, man. Everyone's coming to that realization. It tells you in Psalms, was that 85 and 11, that the truth shall spring out of the earth, righteousness shall shine down, something to that nature, roughly paraphrasing. But the truth is springing out of the earth by way of what? us being out here on the highways and hedgeways, first and foremost, the Lord's ministers out here pushing this word, and some of the history as well. Some of the colonial history showing you that through times past, the Israelites have always been around in these different empires, and Esau has always, had his way to try and cover history up with his lies, man, with his manipulation, with iconoclasm and all that, man. That's in the history too, because you got the Russian icons, which Putin not too long ago go pulled out of the vault, showing you that the saints are the Most High, all the saints, all the disciples, the so-called dark-skinned men of color, basically saying the real Jews are black, you know, and that's the truth. And you devils have been trying to cover that up, man. But the truth comes back up like a buoy, man. You can't hide the truth, man. And it keeps growing. The more you try and hide it, the bigger it comes back like a juggernaut, man. So now you devils are totally through, because the whole topic of this earth right now is who's the real Jews, which we've been talking about since '07 on the net, on the YouTube. And back then, people used to just talk to, you know, this is a small thing. What you guys talking about? Colorism and this, you're racist and all that. But now that's the main topic of discussion on the whole earth. This is the whole reason why there's breakouts in the Middle East right now, and World War III is about to ensue, because people are coming to find out that them small hat rats don't belong in that land, man. They're not the real Jews. They're imposters, man. Netanyahu, all of them guys, they're a bunch of imposters. Even they're coming out talking about Amalek. They never used to mention Amalek before. Who used to talk about Amalek and all these different... The Israelites, man. So you can see that all this is happening because of these people on the sign. World War III is happening because of these people on the sign, man. All hell's breaking loose, and get ready to break loose, you know, because of these people on the sign. Because our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai came from this nation, man, and he's the ultimate King and Lord of Lords. So he's got to be talked about. So you're going to come to find out that all these other man-made religions, all these books of man and all that, you know, all these Qurans and all these bullshit philosophies and theologies and all that, doesn't contend with the scriptures, man. And Muhammad was an actual man that lived upon the earth, yeah, that had a 9-year-old wife and all that by the name of Aisha. Muhammad's going into slavery.
Yeah, all of the kings.
Muhammad's the actual man that lived on, just like fucking, what's his name, my man Selassie. Selassie's going into slavery, man. When he's reborn in the kingdom, he's going to be in chains, because he tried to say he was the king of Judah. That's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. He's a damn Elamite. He's a Persian, right? If he was living right now, he'd be over there fighting the Americans, because he's a Persian, man. He's an Elamite. You know? Talking about Haile Selassie and all that. He'll be ready to shoot missiles on your asses, man. Muhammad, however he comes back in the kingdom, he's going to be in slavery, man. He is not no prophet of the Lord, man. He's just a heathen that had a thing for little girls, man. You know? Which is a modern day PDF filer, man. That's all he is. He was just an Arabic PDFer. That's all he is, man. You try to solidify him as some prophet of the Lord. No, man. He ain't no damn prophet. There ain't no peace be upon him and all that, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Death be upon him, man, and his followers, man. The guy used to wear makeup like a bitch. The hell's going on, man? Him and his wife, you know, the Aisha, all the rest of them, they're going into slavery, man. How about that? There's actual people that lived. So they're going to come back in chains, man. Your people going to see you in the kingdom saying, oh, that's Muhammad right there. They tried to say he was a prophet, and he's going to be in slavery.
Real quick one. This is Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
So everyone's going to have to... The Lord said, man, even back then to his apostles and disciples, that he became this... he said, listen, like, you're going to have to prophesy across the four corners of the earth. They didn't understand what he meant then. But fast forward to 2026, we see it fully, man. The unicorns feed is carrying the word. Brothers are out here in all four different corners of the earth speaking this gospel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because as we're reporting currently on the rumors of Netanyahu, the fuckery that's going on in the Middle East, Esau, Edom's inevitable defeat, the slavery of all of these other nations, including Esau, other brothers across the globe and broader Europe, going South America, North America, wherever brothers are scattered, are pushing that same message, and that vibration is getting out there heavy, man. You know, because even with this truth, all we've literally come and done is verify the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We ain't had to lift up no arms or march against governments or nothing. We just literally spoken the truth of the Lord, and the vibration of the Lord's word, which is truth, man.
Yeah, the word is more powerful than any sword, man.
Yeah, man. It's come through.
And the Lord said this is going to be a sword in our mouth. If you got Isaiah 49 and I think it's verse 2 or something like that, it talks about Isaiah, the same thing he told Jeremiah. He's going to make his word sharp in his mouth and all that. The sword.
Sword, yeah.
If you read that real quick. Because that's why these devils can't say, no one can say nothing against us. Because we ain't violent, we ain't no militia, we ain't got no armaments, no weapons of warfare. The only weapon we got is this Bible, the sword. And that's the ultimate weapon. This cuts asunder, bone and marrow, man, as it tells you in Hebrews. No one can contend when it comes to this word. That's why people get emotional once they hear this truth. They lose their marbles, man. They can't sleep at night. Having sleepless nights and nightmares and shit because they hear about this truth, man. They be bugging out. People used to come past the camp and the demons in them and start raging and bugging them out, man. Because they're like, oh, you're speaking this truth. They can't hack it, man. They want us to shut up. And them demons would be activated, saying, just like the ones when Yahweh Shai was walking around, the demons would notice and be like, oh, that's the Lord and all that. They would shut up, because that's that power. The power, that's the word that was around, man. The word is the Lord. And we got the Lord in our midst right now. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, that there he is in the midst. And we're speaking his word, man. We're not speaking our words. We're speaking his word, man. And his word stands the test of time. His word is faithful and true. So anyone that comes against his truth and doesn't receive this message, if you're not part of the Lord's elect, you're going to be destroyed, man. Go ahead.
So this is the book of Isaiah, the 49th chapter and the 2nd verse.
Yeah.
He hath made my mouth like a sharp sword, and the shadow of his hand have he hid me. And he made me a polished shaft, in his quiver have he hid me.
Yeah, the Lord has made his word a sharp sword. So anyone that comes to us, as light as it might sound, they get cut asunder. If they're not dealing with this truth, if they don't want to accept this truth, their spirits are going to get cut down. Even when you come into this truth, the first thing that the Lord does is break you down and then rebuild you back up, edifies you, man. That's like a rotten old building. You have to dismantle it, break it down, get rid of the mold and all of that, get rid of the old debris, and then you have to, if you want to build on that same surface, same foundation, you have to rebuild it with a stronger foundation. That's the Lord. So that's us. The Lord broke us down from this worldly atmosphere, this world way of thinking, and that, like it tells you in Revelations 12, you have to be what's the word? The C word. If someone can get it, because I don't want to butcher it.
Revelation 12 and what?
Romans 12.
Conform.
Yeah, be not conformed. You have to be not conformed to the way of the society, basically. So so that's what it is. So that when the Lord rebuilds you, you're going to be edified and you have a stronger foundation, which is in Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Yeah, be not conformed to the ways of this world, man. You got to come out of the mindset and the way of thinking in this world that everything's just going to go on the way it is, hunky-dory. You're just going to go work your 9 to 5 and come back home, slave labor off the plantation, and you're going to be around your wife and your children and you have to deal with them, and then it's the same old routine. Nah, man, that's not what this life's set up to be. That's not what this life's about. This life, there's more to life, man. And the Lord's about to show us that. There's more to this whole earth, man. There's more to this whole galaxy, the Lord, that we ain't even seen. And that's what the Lord's going to bless us with when we get into his kingdom, man. The Lord said there's many mansions in his house. We're going to explore the heavens, man. As true kings and nobles of the earth. True prophets and true scholars, man. The Lord's going to let us see nature in its entirety from the beginning of time, from its inception, for how things came together. He's going to give us all that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, in its entirety. And it's all going to be, inputted in us innately, in those new bodies, man. We're going to know all things, man. From the smallest of things to the greatest. Anything that needs to be discussed, man, we're going to know the nature of it all. From creation and everything, man. So that's why the Lord's going to embed it in us, and he's going to bless his men. So there's more to this life than working a 9 to 5 for your damn slave owner for massa, and having to, work from paycheck to paycheck and all that shit, catching hell. Fuck that, man. That's not what we've been put on this earth for. And we also got to reprocreate and bring back the nation too. We're gonna have fun doing that, man. That's not a bad thing to do, man. That's a great job that the Lord's gonna put in the men of the Lord's hands to be able to reprocreate and bring back the nation, man. We're gonna have fun doing that shit. We're gonna have many wives, many concubines, and there's nothing illegal or unlawful about that. And man, there's nothing unlawful about man having many wives, man. You had this dickhead Wilson, whatever his fucking name is, man. That Edomite cigarette smoking ass Wilson, man, trying to debate Captain Tazariak and how can you have many wives, polygamy and all that? Because it's not meant for you anyway, man. You devils ain't. Scripture says the wicked shall not understand, man. It's not for you to understand why a man can have many wives. You want man to just stay there with one wife, monogamy, you tied up for the rest of his life, suffering, man, dealing with that one heifer. You know how much hell that is, man, for a man to deal with. You know, by the end of that whole relationship, he's gonna be a shell of himself, man. She's gonna be wearing the trousers, man. The hell are you talking about, man? That's not what life's all about. The Lord said the woman was made for man's sake, not the other way around, man. The woman came from a man, not man from a woman. She was made to serve us. We ain't made to serve the woman. What kind of shit is that? But you devils, because you got that beta male simp type spirit. That's why you want the woman to rule over you, because you're a wimp, man, by nature. You're weaker by nature, man. You're a weakling, man. You're a weasel. You know, so you need women to be a rule over you. And she's the weaker vessel, man. But a real man, he's going to rule his own house, man. I'm not saying he has to be a lion in his own house, but he's going to rule with order, discipline, man. And that's just the way it is. That's the way the Lord set it up. The divine order is man, woman, and children, man. Heavenly Father and His Son, man, woman, and children. That's the order, man. And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. So we're going to have multiple wives, multiple concubines, even before the kingdom, man. But you see what's going on now? They're getting ready to set up a draft, man. For you YNs out here, you gangbangers, you chain-smoking gangbangers out here, that want to lift up the switches. I've got switches on switches. You're going to be shipped over there to the Middle East to see how good your aim is, man. See how good your target practice is. And you ain't coming back to the homeland. You ain't going to see the Americas or the UK again. Once you get drafted over there, that's it. That's your art. That's your death. You might as well find some pieces of wood and make yourself a coffin, man. Because that's where you're going to die. You women, that's a one-way ticket. You ain't coming back. And you women are going to get drafted too. Since you women think you're big baddies and all that. Baddies. You know, since you women think you're big and bad and independent, you're going to get conscripted over there too. So that draft is coming, man. That's why there's going to be a slack of men in society, because, you know, especially if they find out Netanyahu's dead, something's going to happen where, you know, because Trump said he's going to take it there regarding the Strait of Hormuz with his oil situation. He said he's going to strike Iran even harder. And which we already know, Iran's ready for the retaliation anyway, as they've been saying. So whatever America does, they're gonna step it up, and then Russia's gonna get involved either way. So they're gonna start losing a lot of soldiers. And Trump's already said on the news that we're gonna lose a lot of men. He's ready for it, basically. He said that's just a part of war. Like, we're gonna lose a lot of people. We've lost a lot of men, and many more are gonna die. That's what he was saying. So he's expecting people to dead soldiers. So that's why they're gonna have that draft, man. And you are guaranteed the majority of the draft. We're going to be you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, in the ghetto, chain smoking, with your low baddies on, talking about, you know, your gang banging and all these different flags and so on and so forth, man. You got ops. Yeah, we're going to see your ops over there in the Middle East, man. Go see your ops over there. You got ops. The military's going to come and grab your asses up, man. You ain't going to be able to resist, because if you resist, you're going to prison, man. Or they might just kill you. Who knows, man? But they're going to grab your asses, and the next time you wake up, you're going to be on a warplane going to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Put on the front line, man. To die. And that's good for your asses, man. That's what you get for disobeying the Lord. Because we told you this was going to happen, man.
That's Ezekiel, the 30th and the 31st chapter. The trust in the shadow of Egypt will be your confusion, because you choose this place over the Lord, man.
Yeah, and it says that your young men, your men shall die in the war. You know, so you men are gonna die. The young men, the bridegroom, old men, all that, or certain specific ages. If you're fit and functional, you're gonna get drafted, man. The only people that's not gonna get drafted is people like with medications, like terminally ill sicknesses and medicational problems, like that situation that can't, you know, won't be able to pass the fitness test and all that shit. You know, they're the ones that's only going to be left behind. The people with disabilities. Other than that, if you're fit and able, man, you're going, man. Especially you YNs, you're going. You're going to be crying on your way there too, like bitches, man. You're going to get fucked up.
It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Lord.
Yeah, so us brothers, when we came into this truth, that's what we have to go through, man. We have to go through a mind changing, man. transition, you know, and we have to come to the realization that this place, everything we see right now is temporal, man. This ain't no long drawn out thing. This place is temporal. We ain't trying to set up shop and, you know, put our eggs in all in one basket and plan the future and all that. I want to do this in the next 10 years. I want to buy this property and invest in this and that. No, we ain't got time for all that, man. We ain't got time to do all that because we know this place is going to be lit up pretty much soon. We can think about doing all that shit in the kingdom, man. We can think about investing in different businesses and doing all kinds of, you know, in so-called entrepreneurship type businesses and shit in the kingdom, man. Because why? Because we're going to be ruling anyway. So we'll be able to set up shop anywhere and do anything we want to do. And live off the land and live in abundance. Anything we're going to put our hands to is going to be successful anyway. Because we're going to be gods on the earth. So we're going to get plenty in the kingdom, man. So we don't have to settle for the consolation prize right here. That a lot of guys are doing, settling for the consolation prize because they're getting a little few cheap toys from the devil and all that, thinking that you made it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when all hell breaks loose? Like, the other day I rewatched them Leave the World Behind. They show you all them electric cars, all the Teslas, we're getting crashed, smashing into each other, man. On purpose. You want to get an top electric car, and then in the day of judgment, all of a sudden your car just goes into self mode, does its own thing, and then next minute you end up like my man in Upgrade, with your body, you know, being, you know, fucking paralyzed, man, from the neck down, because you thought your car was safety, and your car just turned into Terminator on your ass and tried to kill you while you was in the car. Like, Leave the World Behind. It starts out. Is basically living out what we're living at right now. War, airplanes dropping out the sky. You got the oil tanker, the white lady. The oil tanker came onto the beach and all that. And look at the situation that's going on right now with all this oil in the situation, man, with the Hormuz. So they're showing you that that's all predictive programming. The Obamas knew what time it was because they were the producers of that damn movie. So that means the Obamas knew what was going on or knew what was about to happen. Because that's like one of the first major scenes you see in the movie. The oil tankers, the oil rig. Man saying there's an oil rig coming to the beach, it's not stopping. Now all of a sudden you got all these oil rig situations with the Strait of Hormuz. So you're trying to tell me the Obamas didn't know this was going to happen? Come on, man. That's what you call the inside job. And we all know the reason why this is happening, ultimately, because obviously the Lord's doing it, but other than that, it's because Esau wants to bring forth a new world order, man. So he's got to destabilize and disrupt the old American way of things, man. You've got to destroy the old American economy. Get rid of the old technology and come in with the new. You've got to crash the American economy one way or another by all this surge in markets and all these things and hyperinflation and people going crazy, sedition amongst men, civil unrest, civil wars. And then ultimately, the financial decay, which is ready to happen already anyway. The American dollar's totally done anyway. No one trusts that really no more. So this is the perfect scenario, man. You know these devils don't leave no scenario to waste or no situation to waste. They're ready to use this situation to, you know, accomplish their new world order. Because they want to push that mark of the beast system, man. They want to change the whole network. And these other mainstream like leader countries, Russia, China, and all, they're already involved in that, man. They're already on the know of what's next, the next phase, the final phase of this whole thing. Because they're all bought and paid for anyway. Even though they're fighting against each other, warring and all that, they're all part of the agenda. So they're all gonna, you know, prescribe to the new biometric digital currencies, and the BRICS are already endorsing that, man. They got their own new SWIFT type system that they're doing digitally, man. Dealing with digital currencies, CBDCs, transferring funds and all that, man. Trading and all that with the oil. So what do you think that's the whole thing? That's the new world order right there. And then on a smaller level, the local level, they're gonna have everyone on a surface level, the goyim, so to speak, getting branded with the mark of the beast, the chip. Because that's gonna be the new way of buying and selling, with biometrics and CBDCs, digital money. You're not going to be able to move around society without it, even in business, man. So that's what it is. That's the so-called future of this whole world. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's not going to be It's not going to have no longevity, basically. Because as soon as this devil does that, makes the chip mandatory, that's when the Lord's going to pull the plug. It's not going to be too long after that. The Lord's going to really pull the plug on this devil, man, and then this bombs away. Go ahead.
This is Revelations chapter 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time.
In the Middle East right now, Trump his representatives were on, like, in a government conference talking about how America's winning the war, and they all sound like him as well. Like, then he was like, yeah, you know, we're winning the war, we're applying pressure on Iran like the likes of which has never been seen, and all that type of shit. Then this morning he went on his social media platform, True Social, and was talking about, oh, France, Britain, Spain, we need you to send ships, and if you want, he goes, yeah, we've destroyed Iran's military capability, but if you want to help to support getting the Strait of Hormuz open again, send ships. And I thought you had everything under control and you bombed them out of existence. But yet he's also pleading for help from his European allies to go.
Bullshit, because he said, oh, the war's going to be over in a week. But then he said, oh, it's never going to, we're going to keep bombing them. The next conference he said, we're going to keep bombing them. You said it's going to be over. You've already won. So why are you going to keep bombing, man, if you've already won? Then he's talked about having boots on the ground. Why are you going to need boots on the ground if you've already won? It doesn't make you. He just speaks bare contradiction. Someone get Isaiah 32, evil true. He just contradicts everything he said. He's the biggest hypocrite, man. Like, if you want someone to be your hype man, other than P. Diddy, dance, all in the video, you know, come to death row and all that. If you want that kind of guy in your video, well, he said he was really talking about Jermaine Dupri, but both of them niggas did the same thing anyway. JD used to be there dancing and all that, so deaf, and Diddy used to do the same thing as well. So then both little degenerates anyway. But either way, I'm just using that as DJ Trump is the biggest hype man in America right now. If you need him to boost your energy and hype up a situation, get DJ Trump. He'll turn a bad situation into light, man. Like he's that angel that he wasn't saying Corinthians, man. The angel that was turn into light. Satan being transformed into an angel of light. That's him, man. That's DJ Trump. He's Satan being turned into an angel of light, man. Because he's the ultimate hype man. He's an ultimate liar, bro. You'll see something happening right now, like someone getting murdered and massacred, and they'll turn around there. I never saw that. It just make up. So
I'm gonna have to look at that.
I'm gonna have to look at that again. I didn't really see anything. It looked like it was caused by him and all that. You know, he's an ultimate hype man. He's the ultimate hype man, DJ Trump. He's a shit stirrer and a shit talker. The biggest shit talker we've ever seen in the West right now, man. He can never tell you the truth. He will. He will never tell you the truth, man. Madness. What that call for?
Isaiah 32.
Yeah, evil true.
This is Isaiah 32, and I'll start from verse 5. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the child said to be bountiful.
Esau's that vile persons, man. He's that vile person, man. He's evil, he's manipulative, he's deceitful, he's the devil, man. Go ahead.
It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity.
Yeah, his vile person will speak iniquity and work evil, man. Go ahead.
And his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy.
So Lucky, read that bit again.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy.
Yeah, his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy, man. He's the biggest hypocrite, man. He says one thing and does the total opposite. That's that evil, troll bastard, man. That's Trump, man. And the word troll means that someone that's a lowlife, someone that's of no ability. A peasant, basically. That's what it means. And you Edomites are originally peasants anyway, man. Even the Bowers, man. The Rothschild, Shield of Edom, or Red Shield, whatever you want to call yourself. Your original name was Bower, man. It means peasant. You're the original trolls of the earth. You're that evil troll, man. You're low lives, basically. Someone of no notoriety, no notability. You're evil and scummish, man. You're the scum of the earth. Netanyahu, the same thing. And that's why you devils do what you do and you speak bare lies and hypocrisy because you have no fucking backbones, man. You devils have no backbones. You have no form of integrity. You're low lives, man. Go ahead.
It says, to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh.
To our error against the Lord. And how did you do that? Your whole Renaissance and all that, man. Whitewashing images and all that. Iconoclasm. Defacing the dark images. That's one way you spoke against the Lord. Go ahead. Then you tried to take his name away. Go ahead.
To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
Yeah, you cause the drink of the thirsty to fail, man. Talk about the citizens, man. That's why everyone's crying right now. When the oil prices went up at the gas stations, people was going crazy. Seeing bare videos, bare streams and all that. Bare reels, people just going nuts, man. What's going on with these oil prices, man? You know they're suffering because they know that they thought, because it's going over there in the Middle East. Now, that's what Americans think, and the people in the Britain and all that. If something's going on over in the other half of the world, because if it's not financially affecting them, they're going to pay it no mind. It was like, it's just another bad day. But they're going to carry on with their day, so to speak. But now you're coming to see that everything that's happening over there in the Middle East is affecting your pockets too. It's affecting your mortgage. It's affecting all your abilities. I mean, your welfare situations and all that. It's going to affect the gas prices, your food and all these different things. Are going to start skyrocketing, hyperinflation. And that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen from day to day. And it's only going to get worse if they carry on with the war over there and they close that strait, so Hormuz and all that. And you ain't getting no oil over here in the West and the UK. All them prices are going to keep surging, going up. And eventually it's all going to crash, man. So it's going to hurt the average person too.
Because it's likely to say as well, for the longest these devils have been talking about this environmental social governance. They've been putting bare money into alternative forms of fuel, laundering money, because that's nothing about money laundering operations, talking about how they're doing the best that they can to make sure that we've got a sustainable future over the earth. But then where's all of that shit now where you need it, where like the oil...
It's another money grab, innit?
It's another money grab.
Recessions are basically a big money grab by the wicked elite. It's just
rich.
like 2008.
Yeah.
The Bank of Scotland, all that was a big money grab, man, by the wicked elite. Because trillions of dollars just went missing. And they still ain't found that money to this day. They're making excuses about what happened and who caused the recession. But what happened to all that money that went missing, man? Never coming back into circulation, man. It always just goes missing. Why? Because the elites are basically cashing out, man. It's like the elites in the big ass casino just cashing out every time they want to, man. And it affects the markets. And anytime they want to cash out, it affects the fucking markets. That's why these devils are worth trillions, hundreds of trillions, man. Rothschild family worth over 500 trillion. You know, they're probably worth quadrillions right now because that was the old British that was the old statement that they used to say 500 trillion. They're probably worth quadrillions right now, man. You know, who knows? They're definitely not going broke anytime soon, other than when the missiles hit and you have to give up all that stolen riches. They're gonna have to vomit it up, all that gold and all that's been stolen. There's even pictures of them sitting on soldiers sitting on bullions of gold that they've stolen from different lands and all that. So that's what it's all about: resources, power, man. With these devils, because they know real money is gold and silver, not no fucking fiat currency. That's why they want to change up the system, because it's paper money. Paper money is monopoly money, man. That's not real money. These devils know that. Real money is gold and silver, and they own those markets, man. That's why I said, that's why one of them famous Rothschild's quotes: "Give me any what is it?
Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes the law."
They don't care about the law, man, because they're just a bunch of stooges. They can buy people to buy the lawgivers and all that. They can set them up. They can change them around. But whoever controls the money is the real winner. And then Rothschilds, they've been controlling kings because of that money situation, loaning money to kings and shit since the fucking 1700s, man. So so they know what real money is. They didn't have no FRN notes back in the time of the ancient kings in the medieval times. They didn't have no fiat currencies back then. They had gold and silver though.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Because I read that because you made reference to Epstein files. Obviously, we're speaking about like what we like prevalence of us in regards to like Andrew Mandelson and that. But this Epstein guy, the small hat, had tentacles everywhere, bro. There were people in French leadership. You have people all the way over there in Brussels and that. Of course, all over America. Every powerful nation you can think of, pretty much, had people that were compromised by this devil, man. Which just goes to show that these small hats, man, and their tentacles, they reach far, and they're in control of the entire inhabitants of the earth. It's not just over here in the West. They got reach into fucking Africa, South America, everywhere you want to think of. Because Esau, Edom, especially the chief of them being Amalek, man, was created to just be the wicked upon the face of the planet Earth, man. And yeah, man, the Lord pursuing to what Malachi in the first chapter, the 4th verse, is gonna throw down everything that they tried to build, man. That's why ultimately, although they're trying their best to spread mad propaganda, people are seeing right through it, man, in regards to this Middle Eastern shit.
It's all PR, man.
Yeah.
It's all perfect PR, man, by the devil himself, man. That's why they own the mainstream media and all that witchcraft media, because it's a perfect PR stunt they can pull on the people to deceive, manipulate, and paint narratives, man. That's why they're painting the narrative, we're winning the war. Everyone else outside of America can see that they're losing, man.
Oh, clearly.
They can see it, and they're actually saying that, look, man, America's losing, they're going to lose on all fronts. They're comparing situations, they're analysing, like we're doing the prophets, they're analysing things, future forecasts and what's going to happen. And they're saying America's already lost, like the way Iranians controlling the situation, how they're built for the war and certain situations. America's not built for the type of war Iranians are used to, man. They haven't been through that kind of war zone type of situation that the Iranians and so on and so forth been through. So they're not built for that, man. The longevity of the thing, man. So they're thinking that they was going to do a short-term thing, in and out. But nah, man, you're going to get drawn into this thing, and you ain't going to win at the end of it because, everything's against you, basically. Everything works against you, man. Economically, financially, military-wise. You're using all your fucking main weaponry. You're wasting it away, while the Iranians ain't even using all their main shit yet.
They're not built for asymmetrical warfare because they're built for war with other nations with B-2 bombers and huge bombs, but they can't fight. Like, they had to go to Ukraine to get Ukraine to help them out in regards to cheap ways to taking on them drones, because like they spent over 11 billion in the first week of the war.
Wasting bare resources and money, and you're spreading yourself thin, and then that's why you need that draft. But as I said, someone get that. I'm still waiting for that. 2nd of the 15, 49. Dragons of Arabia, Carmanians are raging, because they're ready, man. They're built for this, man. They've been basically salivating for you to come and step, and now's the perfect opportunity for them to waste you away, especially them Pizros over there, man. That's why they're saying they might have gotten it in Yahoo and his brother, which I don't know if you found anything new on the mainstream yet, but no updates.
No updates in the mainstream. They're just trying to avoid talking about it. They're throwing up old school clips on that.
That's the one thing they will never do, man. If something happened and it was like misinformation, and that Esau will be the first to jump up and say, that's lies and but they don't even say anything whether it's true or not. So this guy could be fucking dead. Who knows, man? As I said, Esau's got clones out there, so doppelgangers and all of that. He could do some AI shit, and then all of a sudden, Netanyahu comes up without a scratch and all that, saying, I don't know what they're talking about. I was chilling with the missus and, just make up some shit. But there's a lot of damage control going on behind the scenes, man. Esau shall be in straits these last days, man. Everything's not going to go according to his plan. And the ultimate spanner in the works is Yahweh Shai. Because once Yahweh Shai comes, man, you devils are totally through. There's no way you're going to, get the upper hand in that time. Once Yahweh Shai cuts the clouds with the angels and all that, you devils are done, man. You might as well just bow down, kiss your ass goodbye. Because that's what's going to happen to you. You got it.
This is 2nd Ezra 15, start from 28. Behold,
49.
49?
It's 50, isn't it? Oh, it's 29 slot, 29 slot. It's the Dragons of Arabia.
Yeah,
Go. 29 and 30.
Verse 29, it says, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Dragons of Arabia are making their move, man. the Arabs and all that, and mainly Elam, man, the Persians, man. You know, but the word Arab just means mixed, Arab and all that. So you got Ishmael and Elam getting ready to set trip on the west, man. They're getting ready, man. They're gonna send all them sleeper. They probably got sleeper cells already because America's had their fucking borders open for how many long years now since Biden's administration. So you're gonna have all kinds of sleeper cells already in America, man. It's ready to be activated. That's why they had the borders open in the first place, so they could get them all in there. So in the time of Jacob's trouble and all these different things, they could just start hitting different locations all at once, man. You know, and then all hell breaks loose.
That's right.
Then they're gonna say, oh, you know, they broke through, they came through this way and that. No, they came through because you had your borders open for fucking 4 years or nearly 8 years of administration from Biden and all that. 4 years of him. You had your borders open, so of course, you know, there's going to be infiltration of different nations coming in, you know, because you was housing them, man. You was putting them up in different houses and giving them free money and welfare and all that shit. So you was taking care of them, man. So they bided their time, set up shop, bought different weapons, different instruments and tools and shit to set up their little, you know, weapons of, you know, mass destruction. And now they got them little pocket nukes ready to destroy your ass, man. Just go into a building, a school or whatever, or a fucking skyscraper city building or whatever, and just blow that shit up with them attached to it. And that's Ishmael, going back to Ishmael in Genesis, what was it, 16, saying he's a wild man. Ishmael will do that shit. Ishmael will strap a bomb to his chest and just blow up a whole fucking area with himself attached to it, man. As long as he hits the target. They'll do that shit, man. That's why they try to blame the whole 9/11 thing on the Arabs and all the Al-Qaeda and all that. Because they're known as the wild men, man. Even though that was an inside job. But they're also saying that Israel is going to do inside jobs in America too, because especially if they find out this guy has been taken out, Israel's going to do like desperate measures. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, man. So they're going to start doing attacks in the West and trying to blame it on Iran. Israel will definitely do that because you can't trust them devils. They're shady as they come. They was part of the whole 9/11 conspiracy too. Them and America was working behind the scenes. So go ahead.
It says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
Yeah, the modern day Assyrians is who? America. So they're going to waste a portion of the land of Assyria. The Carmanians are raging, man. So those sleeper cells could be definitely activated in the next couple of weeks and months, man. They said they're going to join hand in hand with the sons of the dragons of Arabia, man. The Carmanians, man, which represents the Persians, they're going to join hand in hand with the Arabians, which is both a mixture of both of them, Ishmael and the Elam. And they're gonna go to work on you Assyrians, which are modern day Assyria is America, man. Modern day Nineveh and all of that is America. The mother of harlots, the mother of witchcraft, that's America, man. So America's through. That's why it says in Isaiah 47, you're no longer be called tender and delicate. You're not going to be known as a lady and all that, a virgin. Because a virgin is someone that's never been touched. But the Medes are going to pop your cherry, man. Someone get Isaiah 13 and 17. The Medes are going to pop America's cherry. Because you're a virgin, right? You ain't never been touched before. You know, what was that? Buffwalla. You're a virgin, yeah? So the Russians are going to pop your that bear is going to pop your cherry, man. That bear is going to pop your cherry with an ICBM missile. And you're going to be bleeding all over the damn place, man. Bleeding out.
Remember, even in the movie Leave the World Behind,
Yeah.
they even showed you the confusion when they were getting those flyers coming down.
Yeah, they were saying it's from half was from Korea.
Yeah.
One part of the,
Arabic,
and then the other part of the cities was getting it in Arabic and all that. So it was like, what's going on? So that was showing you that it was all manipulated, predictive and all that, programming. It's all confusion, man. It's manipulated confusions and shit like that. Because that's what it's gonna be, man. And they're trying to find out who you're gonna try and blame it on. Like they're gonna say, the Koreans did it, or Iranians did it. Really, it's them. Really, it's probably them. It's an inside job. Yeah, China did it. It's an inside job. Just like 9/11. Try to blame everyone else except them, their own government. Then come to find out, look, who was involved. Israel and America, the CIA.
That's right, man.
Devils, man. You can't be trusted. So that scripture says never trust thine enemy, man.
Right? Like it's iron rough with sources wickedness, man.
Man, look how many people suffered and died off the backs of that whole 9/11, man. No one's ever been brought to court or to justice or none of that. No one served no jail time for that fake, false conspiracy, you know. Just like the Holocaust thing, man. That's a false conspiracy that was painted by the small hat rats, and people have suffered off the back of that, man, for many years. These devils have been taking money, billions and billions of dollars from the world and all that, from America and the West and shit, for a situation that never fucking happened. That's basically straight up fraud. People are suffering for that, for that fraudulent account, man. So no one's been brought to justice for that either. You see, that's why the Lord said He requires that which is past. All the shit that you've done is going to come back to haunt you, man. And that's now. Go ahead. Any more than that? No.
So is it?
I think that was the 21.
Yeah.
You know Isaiah 30, which verse was it?
What's that?
Isaiah 30, what's 18?
30. Last one, Isaiah 30.
13.
13 to 17. Yeah. Check the camera. Shit's still running.
Isaiah 13,
Just check it from time to time.
verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Start from the heading. What does it say?
So it says, Babylon will fall to the Medes.
Babylon will fall to the Medes, man. So Babylon represents who? America, and the Medes represents the Russians today. It says Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be destroyed by the Medes. It's going to fall. So the bear is getting ready to strike, because you've been poking for a long time. You're poking at their friends, man. You've been poking at the bear's friends. So now he's about to attack, man. He's about to defend his honor, defend his glory or whatever. Defend their honor. You poked at the bear for too long now. Go ahead.
It says, Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Yeah, just like the Iranians right now, they don't want to do no more negotiations with you. They're just like, fuck it, we want to go to war, let's just go to war. You killed our main leader, Ayatollah, you know, you're doing too much. And apparently they might even try and kill his son as well too. His son's taking over his father's place as the Ayatollah and all that. Khamenei Ali and all that, which is the father. So, you know, they've had enough, man. And they don't want to talk to you because you can't be trusted, man. Anytime you want to talk, you do the total opposite. You know you can't be trusted by your word. Your word is basically, you speak with a forked tongue, basically. Adder's poison is under thy lips. As the scripture says, the man of sin being revealed, you know, the evil man. You're the evil man of the earth, man. So they can't trust you, man, as far as they can throw you. So now, just like the Iranians don't want to have no negotiations no more, they just want to have a long drawn out war until someone topples and gets taken out. Same thing with Russia. After a while, they're going to be like, you know, fuck America, man. We don't want to talk either. Now they're saying behind the closed doors, because of the oil situation that America, you know, you said it earlier, they lessened the blow on the tariffs and all this shit against Russia because of the Strait of Hormuz and all that. They want some of that oil too. But either way, that's all going to backfire on America anyway. It's all going to backfire, man, because one way or another, you know, America's always, you know, doing too much. You know, they don't want just a slice of the pie, they want the whole thing. So they're going to do too much, and then obviously negotiations are going to fall again, and all that war talk is going to come back up again, man. One way or another, Russia's going to get involved, and those missiles are going to start flying very soon. You know, we're in that time anyway, man. We've been saying it for the longest, and now we're in the thick of it, man. We're in the thick of it, man. All we need is the mark of the beast to come to pass, man, and that's it. Because Iranians ain't stopping, man. They keep shooting up their missiles on Israel and all that. They're not stopping, man. They don't give a fuck, man. They want Americans to send them boots on the ground because they know once them Americans set their foot on the main ground and all that to try and come into, they're gonna get taken out even more. Just like the Roman legions and all that used to fight certain Germanic tribes and all that, the Etruscans and shit. And when they send their fucking ninth legion, they'll come up missing, man. The whole fucking army will come up missing. The modern day Roman centurions are these American the American army basically. So when they try and come up with their legions up in Iran, they're gonna go missing, man. Them legions are gonna go missing, man. They're not gonna make it over there now, even as small as Iran is, but they can't just walk up in there like that. They've got too much traps and mines and so on and so forth up in there that America ain't ready to deal with, man. That Desert Storm type warfare, guerrilla warfare. America's not ready for that, man. Some unknown territory, man. Arabs got all kinds of traps waiting for your ass. As soon as you land, it's gonna be some guerrilla tactics and fire coming from everywhere. It's gonna get set up from different fucking traps, getting blown up, you know, you're just gonna get taken out violently, man. Wasted away. You won't even get you know, the American army, I don't think they're even gonna make it to the main parts of Iran and all that.
No, bro.
They won't make it, man. Go ahead, you want to say something?
They ain't gonna be able to make it past that mountainous terrain. Iran is surrounded by mountains, though. Like the average American is stupid. They don't even know that their leaders don't have a game plan, bro. They're just sending them out there to die. Man stood on the podium, Trump, supposed to be motivating the troops. He's supposed to be the commander-in-chief, and he said, yeah, you know, we're gonna have some more. We have some casualties. We're gonna have some more. It's just the way it is. But you know, it's just the way it is.
And he's a bitch, man, because you ain't going out there in the front line. You ain't ever tasted no war. You know, you ain't ever been out no serious war tour zone areas and all that. He don't know nothing about that. He's a businessman, man. What the hell does he know about war? You know, strategies and all these things. That's why he's talking shit. He's just basically selling out the jarheads, getting ready to get turned into a meat grinder, basically, man. That's exactly what's going to happen. All you chicks that are going to get sent out there, you're going to come back, you know, as minced meat, man. If you even come back. You ain't going to come back anyway, but you're going to be minced meat over there, man. They're going to be blowing your asses up from here to Shinola, man. It's going to be bad, man. A lot of dead bitches, a lot of dead niggas, man. Titties and legs and arms all over the damn place, man. Yeah, you go. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you had Trump. You know, it seemed like he was thinking that he was gonna run up in Iran like he did Venezuela, man. And the same thing was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But they're not back.
You can't even do with Venezuela right now.
Yeah. But they're
Let
not
alone
backing
some Iran. You couldn't even do with Afghanistan, man. You know, let alone some Iran, man. Like, come on, man. And then they got ballistic weapons and they got, you know, they got those ICBMs, man. You just don't know where they're at. But they're getting ready to drop them on your asses when the time needs. Because America doesn't understand, man. You're not the only one that's nuclear capable right here, man. All these nations are capable now. That's what they spent all their money. They let the weak say I'm strong.
Got that.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Joel 3, start from 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Break it down.
Let them come up. Right, so so we're not in a time of peace, man. We're in a time of war, right? And the war that's coming is going to be the Third World War, the war to end all wars, where America's going to be, spearheading it, but they ain't going to win, man. You know, they're not going to win this time. They're going to lose because they, these other nations, they got, military might and capabilities and weapons, and missiles, ICBMs as well, man. All right, so that's why you see, Iran, they're mobilizing their military, North Korea, China, all these different nations, they're getting their mighty men ready, man. Going up to, putting boots on the ground. Why? Because it's all leading up to the time where they go to the Middle East, for that war of Armageddon, man. All right, now it says, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. All right, yeah, because, what would, happen, before, war breaks out, before that time of war, people would be putting their money into agriculture, man, tilling the land, put money in schools, put money in hospitals, put money in different facilities and sectors of,
It's not the time for that. It's not the time for that.
Now it's like, nah, man, get your drones, man, get your, ICBMs.
Yeah, Iran's been enriching uranium And basically it's got to a 60% mark where basically it can be potentially used for nuclear weapons. America wants that shit out there. Russia is offering to say, "Oh, we'll take it and store it," and of course, that's a power play on Trump, because he knows that at the end of the day they've been fighting a cold war against Russia for the longest. But
Man,
it's
since Israel been stealing nukes and all that from America and shit, you think the Iranians didn't know that, and they're going to prepare themselves?
the longest.
You're going to send in your little agency, the IEAE and all that, International Energy, Atomic Energy Agency, and think that they're going to be prepared for you, man, because you want to come and inspect their fucking uranium. Come on, man, they've been had their setups, man. They've been had that bomb waiting. They're just waiting for the perfect time to let loose, and they're going to let loose when the time is right, man. Just like when Russia's going to strike, because Russia, all these nations are just biding their time. You notice how China and Russia, they ain't jumping up to do anything right now because they're still biding their time. When the time is right, man, the Lord gonna put in their mind, like it tells you in Ezekiel 38, you're gonna put hooks in their jaw, and then it's lights out for you, man. America's just gonna be done, because America likes to put their foot in them. They like to put their, they like to put their foot
in the mouth.
Yeah, foot in their mouth and do things over exaggerating and without thinking. Yeah, to jump out there, that you'd like to jump out in situations. And Russia's more conservative. They're waiting. It's like a chess. It's chess, man. They're waiting for the perfect time to strike you, like a damn serpent, man, like a venomous snake, waiting for the perfect time to strike your ass. And when they strike, they ain't gonna miss, man. That's why it talks about the plagues being sent forth and they're not gonna return. Talk about them ICBM missiles, man. What's that? 2nd Ezra 16, if you want to get that. You can start from verse 1. Go ahead.
Finish this. It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong."
Let the weak say I'm strong, man. So Iranians was weak at one point, over 30 years, 40 years ago. They weren't have been trash talking against America back then, because they wasn't ready for it. They weren't ready for war back then. They would have been more more reluctant to speak, and just been basically like subservient, and let America boss them around like America used to do. You notice how America's bullying tactics don't work anymore. They used to be able to just bully everyone and force the hand and threaten people, and people be scared because they don't want to come up against America. America's big, bad and bad and ugly, man, with the military and all that. They got the baddest military in the world, like Trump would say. But now the other nations are seeing the blood in the water, man, and you ain't the only shark in the water too no more. You got Russia as a shark, you got China, you got Korea, you got all these other nations, they're sharks in the water too. Some of them are great white sharks, bigger and badder than you, America. So, America's through right now. You can smell the blood in the water, they're ready to attack. But it's all about patience, basically. It's all about patience, man. It's all about, preserving your strikes, man. Strategy. That's what war's really all about, strategizing, man. That's the best type of warriors that win the war, a guy that knows about strategy. So that's what the Russians and Chinese and all that, they're strategizing, man. They're strategizing, they're taking their time, they're seeing that you're desperate, and you're just doing things out of, because you're desperate, and you ain't got no fucking alternative. All you can do is throw money at a situation or go to war. That's all you know, money or violence. So other than that, it's like, what else can you do? So they're ready, man. They're ready. So
2nd Ezra 16.
1 year.
2nd Ezra 16 and 1. Woe be in destruction unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Which are all modern day versions of America right now. Go ahead.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
The destruction is at hand. Like we've been telling you, man. From the apostles and the elders, the great millstone on down, we've been telling you that your destruction is at hand. And now we're in it. Now we're in it, man. World War III's already begun. It's just that it's got to escalate now to the point of no return. It's basically started already. Go ahead.
It says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Yeah, the sword is talking about ultimately the ICBM missiles. That's the plague that the Lord's going to send upon you. It's not going to be sent back. Meaning that once those missiles are shot off, they're going to hit their intended target, which is mainly Babylon the Great and Israel, and mainly America. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, plagues are sent, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
That's it. Go ahead.
May, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it had begun to burn. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Yeah,
The-
you can't turn it back. Once them missiles come out of the silo, that's it. That's it, man. Once them buttons are pressed, that's it, man. It's lights out. It's DEFCON 1. It's over. Go ahead.
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
No one, basically. Go ahead.
And it says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord Yahweh shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
There you go, man. And not only just the missiles are going to be shot off, but the Lord's coming with them laser beams from the chariots, man. So people are going to be getting zapped as well. Zapped into fucking air freshener, into dust. You know, dust piles and all that, ashes to ashes and dust to dust, like they show, you know, moving all over the world. So people are getting zapped, getting hit with a wappo zappo, Apostle Elder Gabar would say. And it was once there was 1 minute they're there, next minute there's a pile of dust. That's it, back to the earth, man. So the Lord gonna send the weapons of his indignation, which are ultimately the nuclear missiles, but also the laser beams from the chariots, man. Gonna be zapping people, man. So the America's double fucked.
That's right. It says, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof.
What's gonna make the earth quake? The ICBM missiles, man. The earth's gonna reel to and fro like a drunkard. The earth quaketh, you're gonna have the mushroom clouds. You know? It's gonna be all, and then the earth's gonna be, you know, so volatile. Tectonic plates are gonna be moving. It's gonna ramp up the seas, waves roaring, causing new kinds of tsunamis, earthquakes, all kinds of shit. Volcanoes erupting. Yellowstone just getting more and more corrosive and what's the not hyperactive, but it's just going to be more volatile, especially like places like Yellowstone with all that oil and shit underground, and yeah, the volcanoes erupting. It's going to be straight chaos, man. Straight lava, you know, straight lava everywhere. Go ahead.
One sec. It says, the earth quaketh and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep,
Yeah, that's your tsunamis, man. Go ahead.
and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also. Behold, before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
Yeah, see, so it's talking about the ICBM missiles. Strong is the archer that bendeth the bow. That's not talking about us normal Robin the Hood, bow and archer and all that. It's talking about a real silo and the missiles coming out of the belly of that bitch, man. You know, coming out of the belly, like it talks about in Job, and that being shot forth out of the silo, comes from one end of the earth to the other to hit the intended target, which is America, man. And the Lord said he's going to be in that fire too, so he's not going to miss. Go ahead.
It says, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. And when they
His arrows are shoot. His arrows, let's read that again.
his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. So America's pissed, man. That's why America's got, that's why Russia's sitting back, because once the Lord puts that spirit in them to shoot those missiles, they're not going to miss. They're all going to be aimed, like it tells you in Jeremiah, have all your arrows in array. You're going to go up to the land of unwalled villages in Ezekiel and all that. So Israel and America are going to get lit up. Literally, man. They're going to be on fire. The only difference is America's never going to be inhabited by a human soul ever again. That's going to be a pitch black pit of destruction turned into a desert by the Lord, and Israel is going to be rebuilt by our slaves and ruled over by these people on the sign, starting with the elect, man, in righteousness, man. Because I saw a video the other day of these gutter rats, man, or where was it, in Tel Aviv or somewhere, and it was just all in the streets scurrying like rats, man. It just looks disgusting, man. Like, you can tell that land's just defiled with heathens, man. See all these small, Hasidic, as I call them, Hasidic Jays, just scurrying around in the streets like rats, man, like black gerbils, man. With them black hats and black jackets, man. It just looks nasty. Like, what the hell are they doing, man? It's like a big, like a rodent. It's like a rodent just broke out, like, what was it called? When the rodents is breaking out in a plague, like a plague of rodents is breaking out in the street. That's what it looked like, man. Big giant rats, man. That's what you're seeing, man. When you see them Hasidics with them hats on, and it just looks nasty, man. It's like, man. The Lord needs to destroy them little rats, man. Get them out of the land for real. That's just, it's not a pleasant sight, man. And they turned the Lord's land into a concrete jungle too, man. Skyscrapers and all this shit, man. What the hell are you doing, man? Lord got to eviscerate them motherfuckers, man. You really got to, hit them with the raid. The ICBM raid, man. Got to hit them with that raid, man. That pure fire.
It says, back in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, I think this is verse 13, it says, "For his arrows he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plague..."
Yeah, so they're going to be shot into the ends of the world. So it's plainly talking about an ICBM. Because what else is going to be shot into the ends of the world as an archer from that shooting from all those different things, arrow. It's not talking about a modern day arrow like a bow and arrow and shit that you find in the woods somewhere. I was talking about all the waste that was created to destroy it. What Bush would call WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. Go ahead.
"Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth."
So that's a plague that's going to be sent onto who? Esau, Edom. That's the ultimate plague. It's going to be sent onto modern day Egypt, which is America, man. And going to destroy Pharaoh and his armies and whoever else is left in the shores of America. You're going to be back. You're not going to make it, man. You can hide in whatever bunkers you want and all of that. But if it's on the shores of America and you're hiding in a bunker, you basically just buried yourself in your own grave. Because you're not going to make it. There's not going to be no nuclear apocalyptic fallout and all that where you're going to come out and breathe air and all that shit. Because the air is going to be so radiated, and a wormwood from the water is going to be so poisonous you ain't able to drink water or breathe the air. It's going to be too much radiation poisoning out there, man. You ain't able to just breathe the atmosphere and all that. You're going to drop dead. It's going to be a nuclear winter and all that, man. It's going to be, only animals will be able to deal with that. Certain rodents and creepy and certain reptiles and shit, they're going to be able to deal with that, man. But an actual human being, come on, man. That's like 10 times, that's like Chernobyl on steroids, basically. You ain't going to be able to live through that. Go ahead.
It says like as an arrow the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
So once again, it's reiterating the same message. Once those missiles are sent out, they won't return back. Meaning you can't stop them, basically. And your little interceptors and all these different things, your defense systems and all that, ain't gonna be able to stop those missiles from, defense. Ain't gonna be able to stop them, man. Ain't gonna be able to stop them, man. It's just gonna come. He's gonna break through your defense, and it's gonna destroy the land and the inhabitants, man. Go ahead.
Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
So Ezra's having a wild vision right there, man. And it's so horrifying. It's so like modern, like living through it himself, kind of thing. That he was like, damn,
So
man.
vivid,
Yeah, it was vivid. It was real life situations, man. It wasn't just like a dream. It was a real vision, man, of the future. He said, "Who's going to deliver me, man?" And that prophecy, that means that's like a double meaning, because that proves that Ezra was going to be reincarnated in these times. Because he said, who's going to deliver me, man? At that time, when he was living, the missile, there was no such thing as a nuclear missile. Those things are unheard of, man. So he was talking about in the future when he comes back in the reincarnation. So he's probably here as one of the men of the Lord right now, getting ready to be beamed up. Who shall deliver me in those days? That's what brothers are saying now. Because we're coming back in the spirit of those ancient men, the prophets of old. The renowned men of the scriptures, man. The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So reincarnation exists, man. So as I said, that's twofold, meaning it proves reincarnation exists, and it proves that, you know, that vision that he had is going to come to pass, man.
And I can say that the destruction that the Lord's going to bring is so fierce. It's not just Ezra that saw it. Habakkuk,
All of them saw it.
Habakkuk saw it, and he said, "Yo, like Lord, were you angry at the trees of the rivers when you rode on your chariots of salvation?
Yep.
I saw the destruction and I hid myself because, like, hey, John the Revelator saw it as well, man. He was marveled. He was like, they were begging the angel to break it down to him. He said, "Don't worry, man. You're gonna like this will be revealed in his time. Just write what you've seen down. Like the Lord is going to bring such great destruction that even the prophets of the Lord that have seen these visions and communicating with the Lord was shook, man. That's why it literally says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Because even now, 2026, it's going to be a scary time when the doors of Jacob's trouble are fully open, man.
This shows you the mercy of the Lord, because his law is about you know, balance, man. Also the false balance is an abomination. So at the same time there's destruction, on the other flip side, it's going to be salvation, man, for his elect. So that shows you that the Lord's a balanced power, man, and he, you know, everything's in its order. Because at the same time, people are going to be getting judged and jacked up. But on the flip side, people are going to be getting exalted and receive salvation, which is the elect. They're going to get beamed up into the chariots. They're going to be changed. They're going to receive new bodies. We're going to get rid of these feeble bodies, this feeble flesh, these bodies laden with iniquity, and they're going to be repaired and changed, and we'll say he's going to wipe away all our tears, heal certain brothers and all that. He's going to heal all brothers, I mean, but he's going to, you know, we're going to get a new glory. We're going to be in our new glorified bodies, man. While everyone else outside and the other side is catching hell, even the 2/3 of our people, because the Lord's not coming to save all Israel, but all black people. Like you would hear from the ISUPK. The Lord doesn't care about all black people first and foremost. He only cares about the Israelites. And that's not all black people. You have Hispanics and Native Americans involved in that too. But only the elect. That's one thing these other camps don't really talk about. IUIC don't talk about the elect. They might mention it for once in a blue moon. But ISUPK, I've never heard them even mention the elect, man. Ever. They just talk about black people in the community. Showing you they're nothing but a bunch of demons anyway, man, degenerates. Because they're all about the community and black people, calling the Lord niggers and all that shit. They're a bunch of deviants, man. They're a bunch of deviants, man. They ain't really about this truth. And it shows in their actions, man. Captain Tazariak, he's been on fucking so many podcasts and debates, even this year alone, than any other guy I've ever seen in Israel, man. All last year he was in nothing but debates. All this year he's been in nothing but since January he's been in nothing but debates with these same stupid Christians back and forths, man, with a whole bunch of unbelievers that don't want to believe in this truth anyway. Like, what you got to do with unbelievers, man? The scripture says two can't walk together unless they agree. But why are you doing that? Because there's money in that, man. You're advertising and monetizing from these debates that you're having, selling everything on selling shit clothing and selling, like, you're treating it like it's a business. You're treating this truth like it's a damn 9-to-5 business, man. The Lord's not with that. So you can see that guy's not in the right spirit. Always laughing and joking and shit. This truth is not nothing to laugh and joke with, man. Always want to debate a damn Christian. For what? These Christians are not going to get this truth. They're not going to agree with you. They're going to speak against this truth, man.
That's what, so if you don't mind saying, that's what the scripture says, cast not your pearl before swines, because they'll render it, roughly quoting, they'll render it like, under their feet. Basically, yeah.
You 540 already.
Yeah, man, like the brother said, they're in the spirit of speaking against this truth, man. They're in the spirit of anti-Messiah, man. That's what you're going to come up against when you go in these places debating all these people. They ain't going to get the truth, man. The scripture says the elect, and basically it's a small sanctuary. You know, so most people are not gonna get the truth, man. So
Especially some damn heathens. Because he's debating heathens for the most part. You might debate Jakes from time and again, from the Black Unconscious group and all that, Saw niggas groups and all that shit. But mainly it's Edomites and all these heathens that he's debating now, man. Like, this guy is a straight demon, man. He's a Decepticon, man. He's doing it for money, man, for gaining notoriety over the fucking net. The top Israelite debater. This is not what the truth's about. Why are you out here debating about Murphdom and Folly? Arguing about who's the best rapper and shit. Some stupid idle chatter. There's fucking war going on over there in the Middle East. You know, oil prices are surging. This guy's talking about some fucking modern day daily gossip and shit in the rap industry. He wants to gossip about that, man. Who cares, man? That's that barbershop talk shit, man. That's how all these niggas in the barbershop talking about all this dumb shit, all this idle chat about rap. Who's the top 5 rappers? And you niggas are discussing bare Murphdom and Folly when your enemy's getting ready to strike fucking missiles on your ass and put chips in you, man. Like Jake deserved the punishment they're gonna get. That's why we can see the 2/3 are gonna get lit up, man. Because you deserve it. Because real shit's happening in real time, and you're out here just talking idle chatter. Top 5 rappers. Who gives a fuck, man?
best album.
Hip hop ain't saving no one's life. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Hip hop ain't paying the fucking bills.
Praise.
Hip hop ain't gonna get you a seat on the chariot, man. What the fuck is hip hop, man? That's that degenerate mindset of our people, man. They just love this world so much. And you even got niggas in Israel, so-called teachers in Israel, that pushing and perpetuating that lifestyle of being in the world, hip hop and all this shit. They showed the picture the other day of Richard, what's his name? Ricard from GOCC. He was at the fucking Grammys, man. He's an R&B singer, bro. He's an R&B producer, singer, whatever he is. I thought he was just doing a genuine thing on stage with the hat and all that, like it was just for fun. But come to find out, this guy's been a long awarded industry punk, you know. He's a lesser luminary, basically. He's been in that industry for many years, and he's got bare small hat friends. And he's up there in the Grammy Awards. He's up there with the Grammys, bro. Celebrating like he's one of them. He's worth millions by the talks. What Apostles was saying. Supposedly he's worth millions. He's probably like an industry cat. Brothers never even knew that, man. Never knew that he even did music like that. But he's probably fully involved, like proper R&B artist and that, hitting the charts and shit. That's mad. When I saw that, I was like, what? See, all this time this guy's been in the industry like that, deep in it, you know, like not just 1 foot in, like proper deep in the thing, proper top R&B artist behind the scenes, making millions and that, living that proper life, brother, and acting like he's a prophet of the Lord. What a demon! But that's that mixing that's that oil and water, man. It don't mix. You can't have 2 masters, man. You can't be no R&B fucking artist going to the Grammy nominations and shit and say you're a prophet of the Lord. The fuck are you talking about, man? That's serving 2 masters, man. You can't do that. That's a lover of the world. Come on, man. Where you see any of the men of the Lord and the prophets being a top R&B artist or hip-hop artist and then being in the truth at the same time? You can't do that, man. It's 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You're either in or you're out, man. There's no lukewarm, man. The Lord said he's going to spew out of his mouth. And that guy, Ricard from the GOCC, the Lord been spewed him out of his mouth. Because he doesn't even push the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. He pushes some other names, man. You know, which is not the name of the Lord or the Heavenly Father. And he pushes that the other nations can be saved too. That's why he says Esau can be saved, because Esau's paying him that Grammy money, man. Esau's the one getting him them tour dates and that. So he can get that make them extra money and get them extra streams. That's why he always used to talk about Esau can make it. Like them 2 magpie rejects, the Deacon Akar and the Sod, talking about the Gentiles, basically the other nations, or basically Esau can make it. When they say Gentiles, they mean that the other nations, They don't mean that other nations like Chinese and Africans can. They're talking about Esau. Esau is the only Gentile on the face of the earth, basically, in their eyes. They don't say Arabs can make it, or the Chinese can make it, or Japheth can make it, or even
Well,
Ham
they
can
love
make
Esau.
it, or even Ham. Well, they'll diss Ham and say, oh, you're just an African. But with Esau, but ain't that a Gentile? Africans are Gentiles too. They're other nations. So why is it only when you speak about the Gentiles, it has to just be Esau, Edom, that's it? Ain't other nations Gentiles too? Showing you guys are a bunch of sellouts too, man. You've been told to teach that madness, that bullshit, man. That's why the Lord spewed him out of his mouth too. He ain't dealing with you, he ain't dealing with your false leader, Alizé, that bug out. That's why he spewed him out of his mouth. And now he spewed you guys out of his mouth as well. Because you're a bunch of degenerates, man. Bunch of sellouts. You know? Well, at least for all we know, for the most part, brothers ain't got no info on it, but we know that Alizé didn't sell out for no money. Even though he went off and did some, degenerate shit. We know he didn't take no bag for the most part. But you guys, you sold out for the bag, man. You ain't got no integrity, man.
That's why when the Lord said Ezekiel the 9th chapter and the 4th verse, when that judgment comes, he's going to begin at his house, when he's going to begin with the men, again, that are off this thing of ours that basically pretty much, man, are trying to do the work of the Lord deceitfully. And you're going to be worthy of double stripes, man, because of the fact that you know better, but you choose to add on to the word, and hence why the destruction coming is going to be added onto you.
Teaching madness, bro. Teaching all kinds of madness. And it's just, you can see it from week to week. Them guys are just waxing worse and worse.
Yeah, man.
They're just waxing worse and worse, man. And it's only, look, before we know it, like brothers are saying, man, the Lord gonna start doing things, man, to you other guys, man. He's already exposed you for being the false leaders that you are, but the Lord's gonna actually start deleting certain guys, man, because you guys ain't right, man. He needs to make more examples of you, to show Israel not to fuck around with his word or his name. So he's gonna start deleting a lot of your characters, man. Don't be surprised you find out Deacon Akar, Assad, Akar, especially Assad, died in died in a fatal car crash because he loves his G-Wagon so fucking much. Made his G-Wagon do a 360 in the air or some shit like that. While he was still inside. Something crazy is gonna happen to that guy. Because he's a straight up demon, man. And he loves the material wealth, his earth. He minds the earthly things more than his truth. That's obvious because he sold out, changed up the whole doctrine, man. So he can live that material lifestyle, man. These guys are just showing their true colours, man. And they're getting upset at us because we're exposing them, but it's really the Lord. The Lord shedding the light on you false prophets, man. And we're just out here to, warn the elect. So we have to shine the light on you too. We have to expose you, scopare you, mark you, and tell Israel to stay away from you, man. Yeah. That's the only reason why we're speaking about you. We don't care about what you're doing because at the end of the day, you're not part of the Lord's elect anyway. But if you're trying to deceive the brethren, we have to warn them of your shenanigans, man. Yeah. Stay away from you, man. Yeah. So don't give them so they don't fall into your clutches, man, of your deceit.
Yeah, it was written in it.
And money laundering.
If another man come preach another Yahushua which you have not heard, you might as well forbear with him, man. We're not supposed to even allow you to be out here just spreading your fucking. We're supposed to call out the wickedness immediately. Like you forget, like the Apostle Paul used to cast certain men to Satan because of the fact that like he was just wicked. Like we're allowed to even call Satan upon some of you because at the end of the day, like 2/3 of you are just like, and especially you niggas that are off the 2/3, but you're trying to use this word of the Lord for lasciviousness, man, and the earth you lost. The Lord got a special hatred for you.
Paul named names, man. Certain men that you started off with, and most of them departed, man. Most of them departed, went back into the world and shit. That's like brothers that came into the truth. You started out with a whole bunch of brothers, and then one by one, brothers just started dropping off because they weren't really brethren, man. They had ulterior motives, or just the Lord just weren't dealing with them. Because at the end of the day, many are called, but few are chosen. If the Lord ain't chose you to be part of His elect, there's nothing a man can do about it, man. Because this is predestination at the end of the day. The Lord picks and chooses who's His. I just read a scripture, if someone could get it, John 10, 28, I think it is, about the Lord not, men not being plucked out of the Lord's hand. The Lord has his elect, man. They can't be plucked out of his hand. Tell you the same thing in John 17. You know, those men have been specifically appointed a role and chosen, you know, and to be put in a certain class of men known as the elect. And anyone outside of that circle, you're not part of it, man. You know, you might have started out with brothers, but if you're not part of that circle, you're going to get cast out one way or another. And that's what's been happening throughout the years, man. From the apostles, let's talk about our camp, we're talking about from the apostles on down. How many men, thousands of men have come to this truth and fallen out? You know, one way or another. Because it's not part of the Lord's elect. Go ahead, you go ahead.
This is St. John 10 and 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give unto them eternal life.
Yeah, the Lord's sheep is the elect. Hear his voice, not all Israel. The Lord's only concerned with the elect. They're the only ones that's going to hear his voice, meaning push his message and preach his name and his gospel. Go ahead.
And I give unto them eternal life.
Yeah, through this word, his ministry. Go ahead.
And they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
Meaning they're never going to be deceived. They're not going to fall away and fall, you know, they're going to be like virgins, basically. They're not going to be taken by any other doctrine. No guile in their mouth, basically, as the scripture says. They're not going to fall out of the truth because of another doctrine, or be beguiled into money, taking money, or teaching lies for filthy lucre. You can't deceive those men. Those men can't be plucked out of the Lord's hand. Those are the Lord's men, like they're his. They can't be taken out of his realm, basically, of righteousness, man. The Lord specifically chose those men that's part of his army. You know, they say that God's army and all that. You want to be part of God's army. The God's army is talking about the elect, man. The Israel of the Most High. They can't be plucked. They can't be deceived. Those are the same men that's not going to take the chip, even unto death. Even if you have to torture them and put their head in a fucking, fucking guillotine or gas them to death in a gas chamber. They're not going to take the chip. Go ahead.
My Father which gave them me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
No man is able to pluck them out of the Father's hand. They belong to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They're his, man. So that's it. But everyone else outside of that circle is basically profane. You know, that even includes 2/3 of our people, man. Some, as I said, many are called but few are chosen. Some men started out in this thing, but a lot of men have gone back into the world. A lot of men went back to Christianity, you know? Turned back to their own vomit. You know? They couldn't. Certain men couldn't deal with the milk or even the meat scriptures. They started vomiting it up, you know, after a while. Or some guys were just faking the funk from the beginning. You know? For many years they tried to hide in the back, like to say they was down for the truth, but really in the back, you know, they wasn't really for it, and the Lord revealed them, man. You can deceive man, but you can't deceive the Lord. The Lord knows your intent, knows your heart's intent. You know, go ahead, is there anything more on that? No? What's the time on there? What's the time on there? Close up soon, man.
Yes, one.
Huh?
1
Another 5-10 minutes. Yeah. So, some more precepts?
I got something. This is Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Okay, break it down.
Yeah, so like the brother's been saying, man, only the elect is who the Lord's dealing with, man. You know, the ones that have the truth, you know, the ones who, you know, ain't gonna be deceived. The scriptures say if it were possible to deceive the very elect, but it's not possible. You know, so the elect are gonna stay with the true doctrine, believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and keeping the faith, man. The rest, they're just walking blind, man. They're really, like the scripture says, the congregation of the dead. They're just walking corpses, man. From the neck, you know, from the neck up.
Yeah, from the neck down.
Yeah.
Or neck up, yeah, you're spiritually dead. From the neck up, man. And they're not going to take the chip. The elect are not going to take the chip. That's the difference between being a part of the Lord's elect and the non-elect. The 2/3. The 2/3, they're going to take the chip Now them same rejects, YNs and YNBs, they're gonna get ready to be drafted over there to the Middle East. They're gonna have to take the chip. Esau's gonna stick a chip in them before they get over there to fucking the war zone, basically. You're gonna say, yeah, put this chip in your neck, your forehead, or in your right hand. This is how we're gonna be able to track and trace you. You know, and they're just gonna do it willingly because they don't know what the fuck's going on. They really think they're going to be there to be patriots for America, even though they're getting forced to go over there. But then they're gonna get into that spirit of, yeah, we're gonna be, we're gonna fight a war, not knowing that that's gonna be a last place that you're ever gonna be seen on the earth. You're gonna die over there, man.
They ain't learned from Afghanistan, they ain't learned from Iraq, they ain't learned from recent history that they're just being lied to, man, and they're pawns for this war.
Scripture says you're gonna be up, you're gonna gather up the dunghills, man. You're gonna become up dead bodies just piling up like shit, like a pile of shit. You're gonna be gathered over there to be turned into dunghills, man. Dead bodies of males and females and so on and so forth, man. You know, niggas and YMBs and YNs, all of that, man. That's what you're gonna. Your corpses. You're part of the walking dead. Because at the end of the day, you're the same rejects that rejected this truth. So the Lord is gonna reject you in the times of war. And even Isaiah 4:1, as it said, men are going to have the pick of the litter, but not just any man, the men of the Lord. We're going to have the pick of the litter, man. We're going to have the upper hand, so to speak. We're going to be able to tell, pick and choose who we want and, discard of who we want. Even if it might be the prettiest girl out of the bunch, and if we don't like you, we don't want you, you're not going to get picked. There's going to be a lot of pick-me girls in that day, man. They're going to be doing things just to get, chosen and all that, man. Like to say it's a, beauty pageant or some shit like that. They're going to do anything to please the man, that Israelite man in that time, because they're going to realize, as we've been saying, that the man is the prize, not you women, man. You heifers are not the fucking prize, man. Because you come out a dime and a dozen, man. There's a lot of you. The ratio of you is, 7 to 1. But the rarity of a man of the Lord in that day, especially, is gonna be so scarce and rare. You're gonna be elated. You're gonna be so fucking happy to even come across an Israelite man in that day, especially a man of the Lord. You're gonna be doing anything he tells you to do to stay on his good side, man, just so he can protect you and all that. Like it tells you in Isaiah 4:1. Make your own bread and all these things. Just let us be called by thy name. Just impregnate me, basically. Let me hold your seed so I have something to, live for. And that's it. That's when the repopulation of Israel is going to start. Because 2/3 are going to be dying in the war, civil war, dying from diseases, all famines and all of that. Panic buying and shit, going crazy. So the repopulation of Israel is going to start on this side. Men are going to be getting women, young, mid, old, or whatever, and we're going to be picking out of the bunch, the ones that we like, and we're going to be breeding them. We're going to start our own breeding farms, man. Before the chariots, man. We're going to start the breeding farms, man. And then when we get into the kingdom, women are just going to be dropping them out like Pop-Tarts, man. It's going to be dropping up. Babies are going to be coming out like it's nothing, twins and triplets, all kinds of shits, man. All kinds of little ones are going to be popping out. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 16:31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through.
Yeah, I always use the example of the movie I Am Legend. It's a perfect example of Will Smith in the major city, and he was talking to himself, man. That's how lonely he became. He started talking to mannequins and shit. It was just him and his dog and the night stalkers, man. Trying to stay alive. And then he came across a female that was, still living. And then, basically he was supposed to just breed her and then keep the seed going. But he did it in the movie. But really, in real life, he would have caught her or brought her home, fed her like he did or whatever, or she cooked for him, and then breed her, and then he carried on the fight, so to speak, because he died or whatever, trying to, fight the night stalkers and shit that broke into his house. If she made it away, so she would have survived, and the carrier his seed, and reproduction would have happened, man. The seed would have kept on going, But they painted another narrative in the movie. But that's what it was, man. He was like a man alone in the city, ghost town, man. You saw how the cities was empty. There was no one around. You can hear pins and needles drop the way he was walking around. Then you saw fucking lions attacking deers in the middle of the damn city streets. Because that's what's gonna happen as well. You're gonna have wild animals coming to coming to the main cities to get food. There's gonna be open kill zone, man. It's gonna be a free for all, man. Them zoos are gonna be unmanaged. Animals are gonna break loose, moving from their place to place, and they're gonna come into these major cities, and there's gonna be a lot of livestock, meaning human meat, and they're gonna start devouring, man. Especially your little kids and shit. You see videos, lions and whatever coming into people's back gardens and shit, man. Even though it might be AI videos or whatever, but that shit's gonna start happening, man. Coming into your back garden, grabbing up your little kid, grabbing up the pets, and having their way with them, man. And then grabbing you up if they get a chance. The adults. Yep.
Verse 33, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Yes, you can even have women that are so-called virgins that's never had, never slept with a man, that's going to be mourning because their husbands have been killed in the war. So those virgins are going to be set up for who? The men of the Lord. So certain brothers are even going to have virgins on this side before we get into the kingdom, which is a rarity in itself, which meaning that, a lot of women are going to come young. You're going to have a lot of young teenagers, so to speak, coming to find the men of the Lord that's never been with a man. Yeah, of marriageable age, Ayalama, man. Flowers ripe and be ready to pluck. Yeah? Flowers ripe and ready to be plucked. That's what it means when they reach the flower of their age. They became a woman. They've gone from being a little girl to becoming a woman and reach their cycle. So that's when, men are going to actually come across that little virgins, so to speak. Go ahead.
It says, the women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
So a lot of men are going to die, man, and there's going to be a lot of damsels in distress that's going to want to be rescued. So here comes the saviors of the day, being the Israelite men that the Lord's going to set up from one part of the earth to the other, and those women are going to get gathered, man, and taken care of. Brother might pull up with a lorry truck full of bitches in the back, just sitting there quietly and all that, open up the back, just bare women just sitting down, ready to go into a house to get some food or something, man, or whatever, man. The Lord gonna take care of these men anyway. When people are out here starving and, going crazy, as I said, panic buying and all that, no food, no water, the men of the Lord, one way or another, they're gonna be okay, man. Just like in that movie, Leave the World Behind, you had the little girl. She left her family behind, and she went wandering in the woods. She came across a bunker, and she went downstairs. Well, first off, she was upstairs in the house, in the mansion, just eating fucking Rice Krispies or whatever, eating cereal, eating crisps and shit. And then she went downstairs. She managed to find the bunker, man, and it was empty, but there was all kinds of resources in there. Stocked for years, man. It's not even for days, it was stocked for years. And then it was talking about the Silverstone family. I remember the black guy in the movie, Marshall Ali, what his name is. He was talking about going to that same bunker that those Edomites created, and he said, yeah, they might be there. Let's go there, basically. He was saying that to the other Edomite, the father of the little girl that went missing. But she found the bunker first, basically. And she was in there just eating, and then she turned on the TV and started watching her favorite episode of Friends. that's where the movie ends. But that's gonna be like for the men of the Lord. We go come across an empty house or something, or a mansion, some derelict area. All of a sudden, the Lord's just gonna tell us through the Spirit. The Lord gonna tell brothers to go into that house, in that particular area or whatever. Go into that house and check, and it's gonna be a house full of food, just ready to be like all lined up, ready to be taken for brothers to devour and eat. And if you got women with you, they're gonna be in there and they're gonna have to, help share out the food and whatever, man. You're gonna put them to work. They're gonna divvy it out, man. And they're gonna feed you first because you're the king. You're their husband, man. They're gonna make sure you get fed first before they feed themselves. So that's what order's all about, man. The men of the Lord, we gonna be alright, man. We ain't gonna worry about nothing. So they're talking about, that's another new thing. The IUIC's pushing now. A fucking what's it called? A buggy. A bug out bag. You guys are fucking crazy. That's what it shows you guys ain't got no faith, man. You ain't got no fucking faith. When I saw that shit, man, I didn't even need to watch the video. I saw Yakanan did a video on it first. And then I saw the title of the IUIC, and I heard Tahar mention it about the bug out bags, and the IUIC are selling. I think it was Elder Apostle Gabar mentioned it in the video. And they were selling different items and some doomsday prepper shit, man. You guys have got no faith, bro. You IUIC cats got no fucking faith. You're selling bug out bags and you're trying to make money off it like that. You guys are straight deviants, man. The Lord got to destroy the IUIC, man. Really, really and truly, he's got to destroy you guys, man. You guys are just straight up Decepticons, man. You ain't got no faith, bro. What the hell are you selling up bug out bags for, man? I thought you're supposed to have faith in the Lord. What happened to the Lord said, my servant shall eat? I'm showing you that you guys are not the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Because you don't even push his name. You guys don't even trust Yahweh the Lord, man. You trust in Esau, man. You're probably going to tell people to take the fucking chip when that time comes, man. Because you lack so much faith. I mean, you did it during COVID. You was the same niggas doing videos saying, I'm not scared. And all that, I'm not scared of you. Getting ready to take the jab. Remember, man, brothers got the receipts. IUIC going to the clinic, lining up, boasting and bragging, laughing, saying, I'm not scared of a needle. Fucking idiots, bro. But a whole bunch of you dropped fucking dead. We heard. A whole bunch of you went missing after you took them shots, man. Them booster shots. Showing you guys have got no faith, man. So anyone that follows the IUIC, you're basically lost in the source, and you need to be destroyed, man. Because you obviously ain't right in the spirit. You following them guys, selling up bug out bags and all that. You crazy. But what do you need a fucking bug out bag for, man? If you truly believe in the Lord. That's why you gotta be careful, man. You got a lot of guys out here that are charlatan leaders, man. They'll sell anything they'll sell you anything, man. Even the word of the Lord, they'll sell it to you, man. Selling down packages and shit like that. Guys they're not right, man. They're not right, and that's why the Lord keeps exposing these guys. Soon he's gonna start deleting people, man. I'm telling you. Well, I'm not telling you, the scriptures is telling you, man. Because who am I? But the Lord's gonna start deleting a lot of these guys, man. Because they're taking a fucking piss. Bug out bags. You guys are fucking crazy. You're worse than Esau, man. Some prepping and shit. What the hell are you prepping for? You scared? You scared of the white man. That's what it is, man. You guys are scared. When you're doing prepping and all that bug out bags and shit, that means you're scared of the so-called white man, man. You're scared of E. That's what it is. You're more scared of him than you are of the Heavenly Father, which is just total straight asinine it don't make no fucking sense. How you gonna be scared of this devil, man? This fucking weakling, man. Who is he, man? The Lord's about to just turn his shit into stubble and rubble, man. You gonna be scared of this damn red retard, man. But anyway, whatever, man. It just shows you guys are the, straight up infidels, man. That need to be, whose mouths need to be stopped. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and 1, But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and there shall no torment touch them.
Yeah, no torment's going to touch the elect. Even if brothers get hemmed up and put in prison or whatever, man. Even if brothers get beheaded, we're still going to be taken care of, man. The Lord going to still, salvation is still sealed for those men. You guys, you scared of the man, man. You scared of the man. Yeah, man. And the Black Panthers used to say and shit, you scared of the man. The man being the so-called white man is government. Because you guys are government agents anyway, man. You guys are a bunch of 501c3 chartered sellouts, man. So that's why it shows you that you're scared of Esau. You know, but the Lord said, be not afraid of him that can kill the body. So you guys ain't true men of the Lord. The Lord said, fear not him that can kill the body, man. You're supposed to fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Not fear the damn devil. He ain't got no power over you, man. Other than what the Lord can give. Didn't the Lord say that? I read that the other day. I was thinking about that when he said that to Pilate, man. So you ain't got no power over me, nigger, than what the Heavenly Father can make you do. I'm roughly paraphrasing. Slakia. But that's what the Lord Yahweh Shai said to Pilate, man. The only way you're going to be able to do what you're doing is by the Heavenly Father ordaining it. Yep. You ain't got no power to do what you want to do. That's what he told Pilate to his face. That's what you're supposed to say, man. That's what the spirit you're supposed to be in if you're a true man of the Lord. It's obvious that you guys are not. You're scared. You're scared of E. You're scared of the man. So a lot of you guys gonna bow out and take that chip, man.
Verse 2, in the sight of the unwise, they seemed to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
But they are in peace, man. Because contrary to your popular belief, the Lord's with those men. It's just called trial and error, man. And tribulation. Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High. And that's what it's all about. The Lord didn't say it's going to be a walk in the park. He says it's going to be a straight and narrow path. Be in a position of difficulty, man. Even for the wisest of men or whatever. But a man of the Lord that's on that path, you're going to go through hardships, man. To the bittersweet end. Whether it's physical or emotionally, whatever, physical, spiritually, whatever, man. But you're gonna have to go through some things, man. But it's gonna be a light affliction at the same time still. Enough for each man to deal with. That's what the Lord gives out his portions to, man. Enough for every man to deal with. Certain brothers got to deal with more than others, but yet and still, it's a portion that every brother's able to deal with because the Lord knows your heart. He's just sharpening you right now. He's purging you, you know, making you that precious jewel, like it tells you in Malachi, man. The Lord said he's going to make up his jewels. That's the elect, man. Those precious stones to shine, to show forth who his elect are. The men that stood stiffly for the word, that suffered for his truth, for his name. Those men are going to be greatly rewarded, man. Said the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So you guys like the IUIC and the ICBKs, you're trying to be first, man. You're going to be last in the kingdom, man. Because you're fighting for that corruptible crown. Bug out bags and shit. You guys are fucking crazy, man. But it goes to show, man. It just goes to show. There's nothing new under the sun, man.
Okay. Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
There you go. Trust in the Lord, man. Don't say trust in yourself, but trust in the bug out bag. You know? Crazy. But we're going to rely on the Lord, man. We're going to trust in the Lord. And we're going to see who's going to, who's going to work out for better in the end. I guarantee a man that walks by faith, he's going to be successful, man. He's going to be granted all kinds of blessings from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But a guy that's walking in a carnal spirit, you know, the Lord said he resisted the carnal, man. Carnal mind is enmity with the Lord. You're going to be suffering, man. All you guys with your bug out bags, you're going to be catching hell. Ultimately, you're going to end up taking that damn chip. You know? You see how far that bug out bag takes you in the time of Jacob's trouble. Anyway, what's that on there?
2:15.
Yeah, we're going to close up, man. We'll catch you brothers next week's Abu Ratazar. And now we're going to say Kalal,
Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone.
That's right.
Shalom to the occupants, sincere elect, man. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom.